So my name is Vasu Govindsamy. I head up the supply chain unit for ARB, South African company involved in the distribution of electrical product. Now obviously very much involved in the solar business. And yeah, we've walked a journey in terms of really modernizing the business, and that's where I come in the supply chain role. ARB historically had a very decentralized distribution model, which was largely inefficient. Didn't support any sort of scalability. The model wasn't sustainable in terms of growing the business. And so as part and parcel of a centralized distribution strategy, there had to be this technology partner. And I think where we partnered up with Manhattan Scale is Supply Chain Junction is a big part of the DC operating model. I think over and above the inherent inefficiency of what we were doing, there was really no room to grow the business in any shape or form. Those are the key challenges. There's two parts of this. Obviously, there's a very defined ROI, which makes sense, and we have achieved those. But I think more strategically, we would not have been able to achieve any sort of growth had we not implemented the WMS. A big defining factor for us was the software had to be great. The software had to functionally tick boxes. But I think the most important thing was we needed faith in the ability of the company to support and implement the software locally. And I think that was perhaps our reason for partnering with Supply Chain Junction in Manhattan. ARB as an organization, from a supply chain point of view at the time, was quite supply chain immature. From an IT support footprint, there wasn't a massive IT support footprint within the business. So I think Supply Chain Junction came in and kind of filled in some of those gaps. We're very patient, while still being very agile in terms of things that we didn't know at the time. The implementation went very well because of the fact that we had this very agile partner. I'll tell a story which perhaps answers the question better. We went live on the 16th of December. On the 23rd or 24th of December, Christmas Eve, we had Supply Chain Junction resources, some of the support staff on our site on Christmas Eve at about probably 4 o'clock in the afternoon, helping us getting customers out. I think that tells the story of the commitment, level of passion the guys have for the business, and most importantly, the partnership. They see it as a true partnership. You know, if we didn't get that box out on Christmas Eve, they felt they were failing, over and above all the good things that they had done in terms of, helping us understand our operation a lot better, helping us optimize current processes. Those are the standard things. The system enabled centralized distribution. We would never have been able to get that volume of inventory through the DC into the branches in as quickly, accurately, and cost-effectively as we would with the WMS. We are now able to open branches, and in fact we have post the WMS fairly seamlessly. We bolt it on, and within weeks we're able to support that branch. So opening a new branch is literally, it's not a big challenge. In terms of growing product ranges, we're able to put in the solar product range into the DC through the branches, have stock into the branches very, very quickly. So it's that ability to be agile and grow quickly. And even into the future, as we look at other product ranges, we are confident that we would be able to bring it into the distribution network. One of the key measures that we had achieved, if you look at pre-WMS, so buyers, planners would create distribution batches to the branches. And what that effectively means is I want stock to move out of the DC to a branch. Pre-WMS, that date line ranged from 1 week to anything up to a month, and in some cases further. And most importantly, from a branch point of view, lots of frustration around when am I getting this thing? Complete lack of visibility. We're now at a point where that distribution is kept within 5 days regularly. Branches are now able to depend on this DC fulfillment. And ultimately, customers that come to our store are able to get a very dependable service. And you can imagine, we're not dealing in fashion retail. We're dealing with a guy who, if he doesn't have our full basket, is not able to go and do a solar installation at a home, refurb an electrical installation at an industrial plant. So fulfillment and their ability to depend on ARB is, I think, where the biggest gains for our partners as well as our customers come. We've achieved so much, which we are able to quantify in terms of productivity gains, in terms of being able to scale into the future. But I think most importantly is that we believe we've got a product that will drive productivity improvements into the future. And importantly, as we grow, we believe this product will always have the required functionality, the required view into the future, being able to support mechanization, automation into the future. We belong to a group of companies, and as we learn and develop in this organization called ARB Electrical, we believe we'll roll out these learnings, software, to our other businesses as well that are part of the group. The one word that springs to mind is transparency, honesty. The message is very relevant, and I think that's what we've learned. We've learned to trust our partner a lot more. We've learned to transition the dynamics of the relationship from them against us around the table to now very much a partnership. Now we understand, we trust, and we believe that we've got a partner that's really exposed to global markets, exposed to global operations. So I think that's over and above the standard stuff you get. That's where the real value in supply chain Junction comes from.